Hi everyone, welcome. It's Monday night, 8 p.m. Eastern. It's time for Stamping with Denise. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. If you've never been here before, I show you a project, most often a card, sometimes a 3D item, a box, something like that, and show you how to put it together. Super simple, using Stampin' Up! Products. So, I want to welcome everybody again. If you like my video tonight, please share my video, comment, share down in the comments, and everyone who does that will be entered in a drawing to win the project I'm working on tonight. Last week I did do a 3D project. I did this cute little box, kind of Easter themed. There's a rabbit on the front. The designer series paper has a rabbit on it. It's perfect for candy. You could put some perfume in there. There's a lot of things. It's a nice size box. It's probably, about 4 inches by maybe 2 inches, something like that. Nice size box. So I hope you like it. And because she commented, shared, and her name was drawn from the drawing, this is going to, I gotta check my name, Susan Johnson. Susan, I will be getting one of these out to you. It will be flat. You will have to glue it to its 3D shape, but I will get that out to you in the next couple of days. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so, and once you do that, click that little blue bell and you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video, which is most every Monday night. Okay, well, we are going to, I think, get right to it. We're not going to delay. This one's not going to be too long. I'm going to change the view to my hands. And we are going to do a set of cards using one 6x6 sheet of designer series paper. I'm going to tell you right off the bat, I mean, these could have been turned around and done, that way also. But you're going to use one 6x6 piece of designer series paper, and it's most effective if your paper does not have a direction. If it does have a direction, you have to be careful that when you're putting your cards together that the paper is going the right way. So I am using this sheet of paper from the Full of Life 6x6 DSP from the annual catalog. I chose it because it was non-directional. It doesn't read male, it doesn't read female. That's why I went with Granny Apple Green for my cards, because it's kind of gender neutral. And you guys know, I've said it before, I do a lot of birthday cards. So this could, be but this could be any kind of card. The stamp set and dies that I use for this card are the Hearts and Hugs. It's also out of the annual catalog. Well, like I said, I use sending birthday hugs for all of my cards. You could mix it up. You could say I could just hug you, sending a big hug, so it's there when you need it. Thanks. Whatever. It's a very versatile set, and I really like it. I could have used the mouse. I could have used these little, I don't know, are they badgers? I think these would have been too big for my card. The walrus are too big, but I think that these would have worked too. I think those are badgers, but don't hold me to that. But anyway, and then these are the great dies that come with this bundle. Okay, so this is a 6x6 piece of designer series paper, or you can take a 12x12 and cut it into 6x6. It's a great, it's super, super simple. Oh, before I bring my trimmer on, I have to get my pencil, my eraser, and my ruler. So we are going to take our ruler and draw a little line at 1 inch on all 4 sides of this paper. And these are going to be our cut lines. You probably can't see them, but let me tell you, they're there. my pencil away. I don't know, can you, where are we at? There's one here, there's one up there, there's one down here, and there's one right here. It's on the edge of that. Okay, let me put my ruler away too. Now we'll get our trimmer out. And what we are going to do is take this line and this line, we're going to align it on in the channel on our trimmer, like that, okay? Make sure those little lines are right where you want it. I think this is my cutting one. Yep. Okay. Now we've got two pieces, but don't separate them yet. We're going to turn them around. We're going to put them, we're going to do the same thing. Keep your piece, you know, together. If you need to put a little piece, a little post-it note or something to hold it together, you can do that. I don't really feel like I need to do that. I just kind of maneuver it till I get it where I want it. There we go. My line is right here. My other line is right here, but let me get this lined up. There we go. Okay, so I'm gonna put that down, and there we go. Now we have 4 pieces here. Let me pull this out and get that trimmer out of the way. I love our trimmer. Let me see. I had kind of wanted this to stay together so I could show you. There we go. There we go. So you can see there's our, okay, there we go. There is our, what our piece of, is that right? No. This one's right, this one's right, this one's right. Oh, maybe this goes like this and this goes like this. Here we go. Okay, there we go. Now we're matching. So you can see how really what we've done is taken it from 1 inch on either side. You know, you don't even need to, you don't even have to draw a line if you don't want to, because it doesn't have to be exact. Let me erase those lines. And there we go. Okay, so just pick the one you want to work with, and I'm going to orient mine this way. And you know what? We'll just pick this one. This is the exact same piece of Designer Series paper as that card is. Okay, so let me set these to the side here. Okay, now we need a piece of white, basic white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay, and I am going to put this right on here. Now, if you want to do your stamping first, so that if you make a mistake, you can turn it over, you can, you know, before you adhere anything down. And I think maybe I will. Maybe I will. So I'm going to use Granny Apple Green. So we're going to put this right here. It says sending birthday hugs. Again, I use Granny Apple Green just because it's a color that worked on the paper. Let me tell you what other cardstock colors or Stampin' Up! Colors are in this paper. It's such a great pack of paper. It's Balmy Blue, Berry Burst, Blueberry Bushel, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Daffodil Delight, Granny Apple Green, Lemon Lime Twist, Mellow Mambo, Petunia Pop, Pretty in Pink, Pumpkin Pie, Real Red, Shaded Spruce, and Shy Shamrock. So some great, great colors there. Okay, so let's see. We're going to attach this. And for this piece, I am putting my adhesive. You could use your glue, your liquid glue if you want. You can use your come on, there we go. Your seal, whatever adhesive you like. We are going to put this right here. We're going to put it right up into this corner. Make sure I get it. Okay, there we go. Perfect. Now, I have used another piece of Granny Apple Green. I ran it through this 3D embossing folder, Dashing Designs. This piece is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. But if you had one of the larger embossing folders, again, you could cut a piece of cardstock that's 6 by 6. Nah, you probably wouldn't want to do that because you'd probably have too much waste. I was going to say you could do it, or you could do it and have your embossed piece here as this piece and then put designer series paper here. You could do it that way. But for this one, we're going to put this right here, and this ensures that you have you've covered your spot. Okay, and for this one, because some of this I'm cutting off, I'm going to put my adhesive on the card itself. There we go. Okay, I do kind of like these. You're going to bump right up to that piece of designer series paper, okay? Then you're going to flip it over and you're going to trim that off. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now I'm going to put this on the base. This is, again, another piece of Granny Apple Green, 8.5 by 5.5, folded in half. Do it this way. Where's my bone folder? There we go. Get it nice. Perfect. And before I attach this, though, before you attach this, you need to make sure that you've put anything on that needs to be trimmed. The one other thing we have to put is our piece of Glimmer paper on there, which I think just adds a nice little sparkle. Even if you're sending that to a guy, I don't think it's too much. So I used some of this Glimmer paper. This is on the Last Chance list. It is the Berry Burst Old Olive in White 12 by 12 Glimmer specialty paper. I really like it. I especially like the white. I have another, I'm so glad I have another package of it. So where's my strip? Here it is. And this is, I believe it's 3/8 inches wide. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of that. This is 3/8 inch by 4 inches. And I'm going to put it right on I'm going to put it over the designer series paper on top of, or right up against my embossed piece, okay? And again, we're going to trim this off. So you need to make sure this front is all put together and everything is trimmed the way you want it before you attach your card front, okay? So you pretty much want to build this before you attach, because you won't be able to trim it off then if you don't. Okay, put this on here. You know, we're almost done. There's not much left to do. Okay, now the last thing is our little, what is this, a gerbil, a hamster, I don't know what. I stamped him in Memento black and I already die cut him out, okay, because I didn't want to bring my machine over to the table, but I will go ahead and color him here. I have done the ears and the nose in the light pretty in pink using the bullet end. Get the nose there. There you go. Good. Remember, these blends go through. So if you're on, make sure you're not on something that you wouldn't want to ruin. Okay, so I'm using the browns I'm using are the Pecan Pie. Okay. So let's just color him in super quick. Nothing fancy here. The nice thing about blends is that they do blend really well, and you don't usually get a lot of lines, color scribble lines when you're coloring something in. But the key to that is making sure you keep a wet edge. So you got to keep moving. You can't, if I came back, if I like colored part of it and then came back to finish it, it wouldn't work so well because the first layer I laid had already dried, okay? So you want to keep a wet edge and work relatively rapidly. Been there, done that, tried that, doesn't work. I didn't think it would, but sometimes we have to experiment and prove to ourselves, See, now look at that. You can hardly tell. There we go. Now I'm going to use the brush end, and I'm going to tell you, I love that we have these really fine brush ends, but they are so easy to foul up. And what I mean is people don't realize you don't have to push very hard. They're great for getting these detailed spots, but don't press on them hard. I'm hardly touching the paper, okay? And that the other reason you don't want to touch the paper too much is the more ink you lay down, the more likely you are for it to spread and go into a place, where you don't want it. So he's okay, but I want to outline him in the dark, okay? Just to give him a little more definition, like I did. Oops, that's the card I'm making on this guy. You see, he's got some definition around the outside. So we're going to just kind of do that. Some people blend it in. Not so much. I'm just kind of outlining him. There we go. I'm good with that. You guys, I've said with flowers, things don't have to be perfect. With little animals, they don't have to be perfect because nature is not perfect, okay? So we are going to use some of these here. Cut that off. Some of these dimensionals to pop them up. I think he's just adorable. And we'll put him right there. And I just think he's so stinking cute. What do you think? Have you made this card layout before? If you tried this, please post some pictures in this thread so we can see what you've created. I think it's a super simple way to make a lot of cards in a pretty short period of time. Okay, everybody, that's all for tonight. I told you this was really simple. And so thank you for joining me tonight, and I will see you, yes, I will see you next Monday. I won't be here the 17th, but I will be here next week, or I'm planning on it, unless something happens. So see you next week, everybody. Take care. Bye now.